Good day everyone. In this two-part video series, we are going to graffiti Kokomi's house, explore the northern parts of Nod-Krai, the little place that's out of bounds, and then I'll be discovering a bit of a very weird glitch that not even I know what's like really happening. So okay, today's part 1 video is going to be exploring the Nod-Krai future expansion. We did this in the Luna 1 version, as you can see on screen. I did a video on this, but this video is just going to be a bit of a follow-up to that. And then in the next video, we'll explore other regions out of bounds. And the way we're going to do this is by using Asha to go outside of the resort area there in Natlan. Now, the way you do this, it's very complicated, but as you can see, these are just some of the final steps that's involved. It involves a bit of glitching in Genshin, but we're only using what's available in the game. There's no third-party methods involved whatsoever. That's why I'm even confident to put my UI up, because we're not changing anything. These are just the tools that Hoyo has given us. So just to clarify that, but yes, it is possible to bring out any Saurian, not just Asha, out of Natlan. And it's also possible to get a Paimon pet if this were Luna 2. I mean, Hoyo did such a dick move, but usually with the little trick you can see in the background, you could get Paimon to follow you. So if you saw my previous video, we had Farina and Paimon just walking here in this beautiful new Nod-Krai region, and the developers kind of, for some reason, changed that. I don't know why they changed it. That's, well. Okay, so let's get to the area. This place, I mean, wow. It hasn't changed at all. I'll be honest, this is exactly the same as it was in Luna 1. So I don't know what the developers were doing. Were they sleeping? Were they busy working on their other game, or Meliastra maybe? But this is exactly as we last left it. In fact, I also did explore this in the Luna 2 version, and I was also disappointed to hear, or not to hear, to see that there is nothing new, but oh well, it is what it is. Let's go to the Lightkeeper's place. For those of you that haven't seen it, and for those of you that have seen it, well, we're going to take the tour again. So yeah, the first time I actually recorded this video, I had this background footage playing on triple speed, so it's now only playing at 1 point, or is it 1.5? I don't know, it's like, oh well, it's something like that. So instead of 60 frames, we're doing 90 frames. It's a bit faster. But yeah, I had it like at an insane speed, and I got nauseous recording. So I think this speed is very manageable. It's not too slow so that people are bored, but at least it gives you a bit of a sense for what happens, and it makes me failing to explore and use Asha a bit more tolerable. So yeah, look, it's you play this game long enough and you still mess up at it. That's typical Kokomi clan style. In any case, this is the Lightkeeper's place. As you can see, a lot of this is not fully textured. In fact, this is exactly what it was. The walls, some of the walls still don't have collision. You can go through it, but it's going to be interesting to see what this type of area looks like. It looks like a bit of a village, and in my experience, with these sorts of regions, and what I mean by that is, way back when with the Collective of Plenty, you know, where Yansan and Veresa is, the little mountain area, we used to explore that place out of bounds, and then like very extensively. And then once you see the before and after, it's actually quite amazing how much detail the developers put in. It's almost crazy to think how the geography, just from these simple, I would almost call it like outlines, comes together. The geography, the topography, the visuals, like from standing far away, once you get close to it, it really does like give me a lot of like appreciation for how much effort the developers actually put in, and that even what you might see as, oh okay, you know, it's like a little bit of a 5 or 10 minutes content, actually took someone probably like a couple of hours to get right. And they probably had like the art director say, no, listen, this shading, this texture, and you have to redo this. So it's quite a lot of work, and it's always just fun to see the before and after, because Genshin and their developers never do this. They never actually give us this type of commentary. This is the type of thing I'd love to see in a live stream, where they would say, hey, this is the before, this is the after, or even something, now that we have Meliastra, why don't you just put like a small scale replica of a place like this, so that people can explore it just for the fun of it. I mean, why not? It's just like, it really is crazy. This is the one thing that I've like always complained about in Genshin, and that is that the overworld itself is actually about 70% bigger than the playable area. In other words, there's so much out of bounds and emptiness that the developers can easily just fill in. And I don't know why they do it, but it is what it is. Okay, so hopefully you guys have had like a very, very good look at the Lightkeeper's place. Let's go to the rest of the valleys and stuff. And as I've kind of already alluded to, you've got valleys, you've got gorges, you've got waterfalls, you've got the mountain terrain or the mountain there at the back. Obviously, the entire idea is you've got the light keepers looking out of a dark forest, and then you've got this imposing mountain. I pretty much assume that once you have fog, that it's going to come in very similar to the Inazuma style, you know, where I think it's called the Tanuki near Ayaka's place. That type of fog's probably going to be like very dark. You're going to have a foresty area. I think this area is going to be really, really gorgeous once we start to play in it. But for now, it really has a bit of like very skeletonish vibes. It almost looks like there was a dragon, ancient dragon that died here, but it's not really. You can see this looks more like the withering in Sumeru with the structure of the different objects and so on. There's nothing to be found here. There's no little secret developer board that says, hey, what the hell are you doing here? Although I wish the Genshin developers would do that as an Easter egg, but um, it's just wishful thinking. In any case, as we go along here, you can see there's clearly some landfalls, a waterfall terrain area. I presume a lot of these are going to be like open challenge areas. So typically when you have these open plains, you'll have roaming monsters, perhaps a couple of structures, and then areas where you can do some challenges, zip around. That's just what I assume. Could be wrong. But you can clearly see that there is quite a bit of a divide between the little lighthouse that we were at the beginning, this very vast plain that you have here, and then you go towards almost this forbidden closed off like area. You can see even in this, like from where we are at here, the area there at the back with the big mountain and this presumably where the forest is going to be, it's almost closed off. There's like this gorge separating it from the plains here. So I don't know what this means. I don't have access to the betas or any leaks. I'm just using what we have available live on the game. So that's my impressions of this, and I'm also trying to be as spoiler free as possible for people that haven't done all of the Luna story. So I always try to be spoiler free on my videos, but you guys can let me know. Just put a spoiler tag down below in the comment section what you think, so that people don't complain about that, because I've had people complain about the silliest things in the comment section. It's amazing the types of sensitivities people can invent for themselves just to comment on a video. But okay, let me not say too much about that. Here is that little what do you call it, sign that we had. Frost Moon Sounds, Thingamabob, Thingamajigger, this thing. We had this in the past as well when we explored this in Luna 2. It's still standing tall for those of you that are wondering. And then obviously, yeah, here you can see the terrain is getting much tougher. You can clearly tell this is meant to be a more menacing area. And then there's the peak. We've done the peak in a previous video, so I'm just gonna run through here with Asha. But yeah, this has been quite fun using Asha. I think the cool thing is, unlike Farina and some of the other characters, you do have this mobility. You can climb on rocks because Asha literally just power crept the entirety of Natlan, and because he or she or it, I don't know, can actually infinitely walk on water. We've also power crept Farina, so it's a type of thing that I actually kind of like in Genshin, where the gadgets are actually where the gadgets and the interactables allow you to do a lot of the mobility, and it's not really tied to characters. That's much more Wuthering Wave style, but maybe a separate discussion. We are just here for the looks. We're not really here for the opinion or to compare games. So yeah, that's what I've got for you guys in this video. You can see mostly it's the same old, same old. You can clearly tell that the developers are way ahead. They probably already finished this region like 6 months ago. It's just that they haven't updated it, presumably for some storage space and other types of optimizations. In any case, you can go pretty far out of bounds with Asha, like you can see here. I tried to see if there's any hidden like Shnaya thing, but I just ended up finding a glitch. And being a connoisseur of glitches in Genshin, I had no idea what to do in this case. I was like, well, what the fuck just happened? I was like, okay. All right. So I'm just going to do what I do best. I'm just going to exit Asha and we'll just stand here with Kokomi. So it's kind of interesting. Normally you have the death barrier. So you have the playable area in Genshin, even outside the Paimon barrier. And thereafter you have the death barrier surrounding the entire outer parts of the map. So Asha and a lot of the other Saurians won't die, but with Kokomi and most characters, you presumably hit the death barrier. So it's kind of funny that we can go this far out without hitting it. It does tell you it's kind of a lot of like ways apart. In any case, we'll hit it now, and the whole party will be downed. Okay, that's been it for part 1 of this video. Look forward to part 2, and let me know what you think down below. Cheers.